ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Please ensure all cell phones are turned off. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The ceremony will begin in 2 minutes.
How are you, man? Last time I saw you, I think it was Iraq. How are you? You're in that tent?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the commanding officer, Lieutenant Colonel Kevin A. Norton, welcome to the change of command ceremony, at which Lieutenant Colonel Kevin A. Norton will relinquish command of 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, to Major Christopher J. Bronzy. Today's parade is being executed by the Marines and sailors of 1st Battalion, 4th Marines. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation by Battalion Chaplain, Lieutenant Wilkinson, United States Navy.
Let us pray. God of our proud history, this morning we honor a sacred institution in the Marine Corps, the change of command. 16 months ago, the torch was passed to Lieutenant Colonel Norton as he led our battalion to the snow-covered mountains of Bridgeport. And from that formative training until now, he has guided us with passion and a deep affection for our China Marines legacy. Both before and during deployment, we came to understand trademarks of his leadership: brilliance in the basics, small unit leadership, being a man of honor, and also I am my brother's keeper. God, for all the emotional energy he poured out, we now ask that you would grant him a sense of deep satisfaction as he looks back on his time leading these men. Bless him now and his family as he transitions into a new role. And as we welcome Major Bronzy, we ask that you would guide him as well. More specifically, we pray that you would grant him wisdom, initiative, and confidence as he leads these Marines. And remind him, too, that leadership is a true privilege, a gift to be managed with care and excellence. We also ask a special blessing for his family as they support him in this new endeavor. God, thank you for your hand of guidance upon all of us, and continue to bless this day. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Present-day parades in the Marine Corps have their basis in both history and tradition. The mass formation of troops on one long line at close interval made possible the massing of firepower from muzzle-loaded muskets of yesterday. In those early days, the line of battle was just that, a line of 2 or 3 ranks, and looked much like the parade formation you will see today. The adjutant forms the line for battle.
Adjutant's call!
Sound off is believed to date back to the Crusades. When the troops volunteered for the Crusades, just prior to the embarkation, they were formed on the right of the line between the band and the troops present. As an honor to their volunteers, the band struck the third chord of our present-day sound off, marched out from the line, and trooped up and down the line while playing. The square formations used by the band, and its wheeling turns and countermarches, dates back to 300 BC, when Alexander the Great conquered all enemies from ancient Greece to India.
Stand up! Stand up! present or accounted for. Company B, all present or accounted for. Company C, all present or accounted for. All present or accounted for. Attention to honors! Headquarters, 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, 1st Marine Division, 6 September 2012. The officer of the day today is 1st Lieutenant Duncan. The officer of the day tomorrow is 1st Lieutenant Crockett. Flight order of K. A. Norton, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Marine Corps, commanding officers, Sir Head.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for honors to the Commanding General, 1st Marine Division, Major General Ronald L. Bailey. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Sergeant Major, deliver the codes to the commanding officer.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the passing of the colors. From Commanding General, 1st Marine Division, to Lieutenant Colonel Kevin A. Norton, United States Marine Corps. Effective 6 September 2012, you stand detached from 1st Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division. You report to 1st Marine Regiment for duty. From Commanding General, 1st Marine Division, to Major Christopher Bronzy, United States Marine Corps. Effective 6 September 2012, you are directed to report to 1st Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division, to assume the billet of Commanding Officer. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Officers to be awarded in all colors. Hats. Sir, all colors and officers to be awarded are present.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for honors to our national colors. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. United States Marine Corps, the President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Meritorious Service Medal to Lieutenant Colonel Kevin A. Norton, United States Marine Corps. For service set forth in the following citation. For outstanding meritorious service while serving as Commanding Officer, 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, 1st Marine Division, from May 2011 to September 2012. Lieutenant Colonel Norton's focused leadership was the catalyst of sustained excellence during an extremely demanding pre-deployment training period and the battalion's subsequent 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit deployment. Throughout his 16 months in command, the battalion successfully deployed to the Pacific Command Area of Responsibility and flawlessly executed 3 bilateral training exercises. Relentless in his planning, supervising, and issuing his intent to his subordinates, Lieutenant Colonel Norton ensured the synchronization of his battalion's landing team with higher headquarters, adjacent units, and the armed forces of multiple foreign governments in support of highly successful theater security cooperation events in Thailand, South Korea, and the Philippines. Chosen as the Marine Expeditionary Unit Mission Commander in support of Exercise Balakatan, Lieutenant Colonel Norton commanded 2 geographically separated training sites ashore the islands of Luzon and Palawan, Philippines. His leadership led directly to the increased interoperability of the armed forces of the Philippines and the United States Marine Corps, and his efforts directly contributed to the strengthening of our nation's relationship with key allies in the Asian Pacific theater. The exceptional professional ability, steadfast initiative, and selfless dedication to duty exhibited by Lieutenant Colonel Norton reflected great credit upon him and upheld the highest traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Services. For the President, Ronald L. Bailey, Major General, United States Marine Corps, Commanding General, 1st Marine Division.
Host the colors!
Ladies and gentlemen, a message from the Commanding General, 1st Marine Division, Major General Ronald L. Bailey. For Lieutenant Colonel Norton, Kevin, as you pass the 1st Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment colors, you can be justifiably proud of your unit's accomplishments. You have made a lasting impression on all the Marines and sailors you have had the opportunity to serve with, you and the battalion and across the division. I have no doubt that your success and lessons learned will serve you well in your future assignments. I wish you and Erica good luck, fair winds, and following seas as you depart the 1st Marine Division. For Major Bronzy, Chris, congratulations to as you assume your new command. I am confident through your leadership, 1st Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment will continue to uphold their well-earned reputation as skilled, well-trained warfighters. Take care of your Marines, sailors, and their families. They deserve the best you can give. I wish you and Amy a most successful and rewarding tour. Ladies and gentlemen, the commanding officer, 1st Marine Regiment, Colonel Baumgarten.
General Bailey, General and Mrs. Toolin, General Speece, Mrs. Berger, friends from the city of Laguna Niguel, and family and friends of 1st Battalion, 4th Marines. It's my pleasure to host you here at Camp Horno, where for a change of command ceremony, we have the opportunity and the ability to command wind and a cool breeze from the ocean to keep things a little bit calm here. You knew things were going well when we marched on and then that wind started picking up. The battalion that you see before you, 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, is a tremendous infantry unit. I first met 1st Battalion, 4th Marines when I took my battalion, 3-2, out to Al Qaim and relieved them in combat in 2007 and 2008. They had a tremendous reputation then, and they retain and hold that reputation to this day, under the outstanding leadership of Lieutenant Colonel Kevin Norton. Kevin, it's been an honor for just that short period of time of serving with you. Your performance in preparing this unit to deploy overseas to Westpac with the 31st MEU, your execution on that was just absolutely tremendous. And most importantly to me, in our service together, is that when you got back from deployment, how you attacked setting up Chris for success the next time around by your Tactical Small Unit Leaders Course, your mentorship, your training, and your leadership over the course of the last couple months. Really been an honor to serve with you, and I wish you the best as you move forward. Chris, what a great opportunity. It's been a pleasure to serve with you for those couple months as the Regimental 3. Your leadership, your outstanding performance, your combat heroism have earned you this opportunity, and I know you're going to do an outstanding job. You're getting a tremendous battalion who's been under some very, very good leadership. I know you're going to whip it on and provide Colonel Taylor and the 13th MEU a tremendous force, tremendously capable of operating overseas. So I look forward to serving with you over the course of the next year and a half together. And I will finish my short remarks and turn the microphone over to Lieutenant Colonel Norton by saying, hey, Kevin, it's going to be an honor to continue to serve with you as you move forward in combat one more time and continue to serve the Marine Corps. Thanks for your great service, Marine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Norton.
There's a few folks we've got to recognize, and sir, thank you, and thank you for those kind remarks. I want to start off by saying it's been a hell of a ride in the last 16 months, and I'm humble and I'm proud today. I'm humble and I'm proud, and those are the two words that come to mind that I think of the most. And those two words, quite frankly, may seem at first blush to be different. Humility, yet proud. But I'm not talking about the type of pride like boastful or a braggart, but I'm talking about the type of quiet proud. And that's what I feel this morning. Before I get started, I want to simply thank general officers for coming. Of course, General Bailey, our division commander, and like the message said, General whispered in my ear, you're not leaving the division, and I'm not. I'm going to 1st Marine Regiment, and then on from there. But I'm proud to be staying with the Blue Diamond, and my wife doesn't want to leave Southern California yet. General Toolin, welcome back to Camp Pendleton. It's been an honor and privilege, and I consider you to be one of my mentors, and look forward to serving with you again, and we've got some good memories from foreign lands. General Spees, 4th Marines veteran himself, you were here when JR passed the torch to me, and thanks for coming again. And for all the spouses and spouses of general officers, thanks for coming. General Berger's, I met him shortly, and Mrs. Berger, I'll be linking up with him in December overseas. Colonel B, thanks for your guidance and leadership and support throughout. I couldn't have asked for a better boss after Colonel Furness to let me run and provide rudder steers where needed and support throughout, and I appreciate it, sir. Colonel Klink, you're out there somewhere, my new boss that I'm going to be working with. Thanks for coming out and bringing First Sergeant and the team with you, and I look forward to our adventures overseas. Have to say some words about our adopted city, in particular the military support community, because I never realized how big of a deal this was till I got out here. And they do so much for us. They did so much for our birthday ball. Quite frankly, we've been a little bit spoiled, and it feels good. And to the city of Laguna Niguel, I don't think we could ever repay you for what you've done for us, but we'll try in our humble, proudful way, and I really appreciate everything you've done for this battalion, and I know it makes you feel good that the China Marines are your battalion. Tom and Molly from the 1st Marine Division Association, you also adopted one of these 4th Marines bastard battalions, and we are proud of that. And Tom and Molly, you've taken care of us behind the scenes, doing a lot of things that oftentimes don't get recognized, and we thank you for that. Sabrina, our Fro, does a lot of work with some other folks too, like the Carlsbad Rotary Club. I don't know, Pete, if your wife's here, Cindy, and what you all did preparing the barracks for us to come home, and everybody having care packages in the room. If she's not here, tell her from myself and the entire crew that we appreciate all that, and it really made homecoming from the Pacific special. Want to say a word about the MAGTAF real quick and thank them. We weren't able to get the 1st Marine Division band, but this is in true close air support fashion. Sergeant Major reached out to the 3rd Marine Air Wing, and they came down, and Gunny, we appreciate you coming to wonderful Camp Horno today with your team, and we really appreciate the performance and the support from 3rd Marine Wing Band. So thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. I want to quickly thank all the staff, Sergeant Major Scott, my confidant and mentor. He's got 27 years in the Marine Corps, and I think he's going on next after this next tour to run the Provost Marshal with the Colonel here on base. And I'll tell you what, those boys are in good hands with him. I lucked out, and I mean that, Sergeant Major Scott. The work you put in with this battalion, this parade today is a reflection of that. Your heart, soul, energy, the time, the commitment from you and your family, in particular, your discipline that you brought to the unit, and the ability to coach and mentor me and keep me on the straight and narrow. I appreciate it, and I'll never forget it. Sabrina, I don't know where you're at, but thank you for all the work you did with the families and supporting us, and your partner in crime, Liz, from the regiment, and they've set up a wonderful spread for us afterwards at Puller's Post. My XOs, Major Mike Estes, I saw you stomping around somewhere here, and now Major Chris Steele, who put this together with Sergeant Major and all the work. I appreciate it. To the Marines of the 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, it's again with humility and pride that I say thank you. You're the China Marines. You're the oldest active duty infantry battalion in the Marine Corps. We know our history and we're proud of it. Those battle streamers on that colors represent heaps of humility and pride. Places like Corregidor, places like Dominican Republic, places like Guam, Okinawa, Vietnam. Our lineage is long. Places like Najaf, Iraq, Al-Qaim, Baghdad. And soon, you'll be returning to the Persian Gulf with the 13th MEU, and Colonel Taylor and Major Bronzy will be leading you. And I feel humble and proud to be in Overwatch and to watch your exploits in the Persian Gulf. For all the boys that went on the Pacific tour, boy, we did a hell of a job over there, and I owe it all to you. Bala-Katan, Cobra Gold. It's with humble pride that we mentioned Song Yang and the work we did over there this year with our brothers from 2-1 joining us over there for the amphibious exercises and operations ashore in Korea. And so to you I say thank you. And I want to pause now and thank a very special person, the most important person in my life, which is my wife. My wife, Ruby, and Drew have been with me now, supporting me on these exploits for quite some years. There's been some times, quite frankly, when she's been a little irritated at Mother Marine Corps, and but throughout, I could simply say she gets it, and getting it is a mouthful. And Erica, I love you, and thank you, and Drew and Ruby, thank you as well. I'd like to pass the torch now and welcome Major Chris Bronzy to 1-4, his wife Amy and Carolyn and CJ. Welcome to the China Marines. You're going to have a great ride, and I'm glad to have you guys here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commanding officer, 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, Major Bronzy.
General and Mrs. Toolin, General Spees, sir, Mrs. Berger, Major General Bailey, sir, I appreciate this opportunity. I promise you that the China Marines will continue to be ready, and we will give the enemy no rest. Colonel Baumgarten, sir, I appreciate your leadership and guidance, especially that tip about the colors. Helped me out today, sir, and I look forward to continuing to serve in your regiment. I do want to take a brief moment. I got to thank God, because I'll tell you, I have been blessed throughout my career with a tremendous family, great friends, leaders, mentors, and most importantly, the Marines that I've worked with and had the privilege to fight alongside throughout my career. Starting with my beautiful wife, Amy, my wonderful son, CJ, my daughter, Caroline. You three have been full of patience, love, and support. I thank you for that. My mom, Mary, she came from New York. She's been a tremendous example of faith and perseverance in my life. My father-in-law is a former Marine. Him and my sister-in-law, Heather, came out from New York. My brother, Phil, my sister, Maria, my sister, Jean, and her family. They just conducted a PCS move to Tacoma, Washington, I think a couple weeks ago, and they made it down here. My first company commander, Dan O'Donnell, a relentless and aggressive leader. Sir, you taught me a great deal. My 2 platoon commanders that I served with, Matt Zeman and my brother, Kelly Grissom, they're here this morning. I appreciate you guys being here. A couple of my fellow IOC instructors, Lieutenant Colonel Ted Greeley. I don't know if Lieutenant Colonel Jeff Kenny, the younger, made it or not, but I appreciate the humility that I experienced. We laughed a lot, not only at each other, but also at others, and I appreciate everything you taught me. And I do want to pay tribute to Lieutenant Colonel Jeff Kenny, the elder, who I think has singularly shaped a generation of Marine Corps infantry officers, and the infantry officer course is what it is today because of Colonel Jeff Kenny. So, sir, if you're out there, thank you. Some of my fellow EWS instructors, Colonel George Streffer, one of my best friends, Clint Nussberger. I learned a great deal from you gentlemen, particularly about what I really didn't know, so thank you for that. My friends from the 1st Marine Regiment and Regimental Combat Team 1 family, thank you to Colonel Furness for his leadership over a very long year. I think we accomplished a lot, and we also had a good time when we could. There's a few jokers and magnificent bastards in the audience. I want to thank them, particularly Lieutenant Colonel Rob Weiler, current CO of 2-4, and I'm hoping Major Wilson Leach is out there. I could not have asked for better men to be on my flank during our time in Iraq, so I thank you gentlemen for your friendship and your loyalty. If you'll excuse me, I just want to brief the Marines of the battalion, and then we'll get this over with. To the China Marines, I am humbled. I am proud to be part of this great unit. I have to publicly acknowledge and thank Lieutenant Colonel Norton and his family for welcoming us into this great family, as well as for the leadership and excellence that he has provided to this unit over the past 16 months. I look forward to getting to know all of you, to working with you and for you, and hopefully fighting alongside you. I appreciate your courage, your fortitude, your sacrifice, and your faith. This nation owes you its soul. I look forward to everything that we're going to do in the future. God bless. Semper Fidelis. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Flowers are now being presented to Lieutenant Colonel Norton's wife, Erica, and Major Braun's wife, Amy, in appreciation for their support. Commander of Troops, Major Christopher Steele. 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing Band under the direction of Staff Sergeant Espinosa and led by Gunner Sergeant Barda. The Commanding Officer, Headquarters of Service Company, Captain Stephen Klepper. Commanding Officer, Weapons Company, Captain Parrott Bradstreet. The Battalion Color Sergeant, Sergeant Robert Martinez. The Commanding Officer, Alpha Company, Captain Douglas Verblau. Commanding Officer, Bravo Company, Captain Brian Marthajani. The Commanding Officer, Charlie Company, Captain Michael Williamson. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. On behalf of the commanding officer, officers, Marines, and sailors of 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, thank you for your attendance. Please join us at Polaris Post for refreshments.
I'm back on the gal, back on the network. I'll shoot you my contact.
Hey, sorry.
Recognize that name. Longer division. Join you.